Welcome to, oh crap. Alexa, turn off. Welcome to another episode of the 15-Minute a Day Cure. Today's topic, 7 healthy habits for stress relief. Hi, I'm Margo Staten of Be Good to Yourself by Margo.com, and welcome to my channel. Here, I teach you simple strategies to improve your quality of life. If you're new here, welcome to have you. I release brand new videos every Wednesday at 5 p.m. So let's jump into today's topic. So we're going to talk about 7 healthy habits for stress relief. So we all experience stress. Stress is unavoidable, right? I mean, all stress is unavoidable, right? We're going to have stressful days. We're going to have good days. We're going to have anxiety days. We're going to have days where we're feeling down, maybe depressed. You know, stress is kind of everywhere, but there are a lot of things that you can do to decrease the amount of stress that you have, or rather control how you react to stressful things in the environment. Because again, a lot of the things are outside of our control, right? A bad day at work, your supervisor yelling at you, your colleague being horrible, maybe getting into a fight with your child or your partner or your family members, or having a crisis. There are certain things that happen in life and in your environment that are very, very stress inducing. But what you can control is how you react to the stress, right? That is something that you can kind of, again, has a lot to do with negative thinking and how you process things and how you look at situations. And oh my goodness, there goes my dog barking. So one of the best things that you can do is also know your stress symptoms, right? One of the biggest challenges that people face is that they are not aware of just how stressed they are. And it gets to a point where we've now internalized it for such a long time that, there's only so much stress that we can tolerate, right? We've all been in these situations where the stress just got too much and we kind of lose it. I think the key is more in prevention of how you react and sort of have healthy habits that you have in your day-to-day life to reduce the impact of stress. So number 1 is planning out your day. Again, like I mentioned before, there are stressful things in the environment and in life that'll happen that you don't have control over. What you do have control over, and one of the biggest contributors to life stress, is not being organized. Not knowing what you're supposed to be doing every single day, forgetting to do things, So planning out your day is very, very effective because you have expectations. You know what you have to accomplish. And not only that, it quite frankly feels fantastic to kind of just check things off the list, right? I am a massive planner. I use my Outlook calendar, my Google calendar. I have Alexa who gives me reminders. I have alarms that go off throughout the day. I can be stressed because there's just an overwhelming amount of things that I need to accomplish in a day, but I'm not stressed because I'm unorganized and I don't know what I need to do. So I think that planning out your day, whether you do it daily every morning or you do it like me, which is, planning every Sunday for the week ahead, and then with certain things, I do monthly calendars as well. It eliminates a lot of the unnecessary stress that you actually can control. Number 2, eat healthy, right? Feeling good and kind of having the proper energy and the nutrients and complying with whatever diet, works best for you, whether you have a chronic illness or mental health, or again, doing things that are healthy for your body. What's healthy for your body is also going to be healthy for your mind. And if you're eating very well, if you are eating as frequently as you're supposed to, right? Sometimes we might just have one meal a day. It might be a healthy meal, but your tank is on empty. So again, making sure that you're eating healthy is a nice, healthy habit for stress relief. Number 3, and if you don't do anything in this video but this one, is exercise. Guys, exercise is good for everything. Yes, it's in a lot of the videos when we talk about improving quality of life because exercise is important. We all know this. We all know that eating healthy and exercise is important. So exercise also is a really, really good stress reliever, right? And again, it's something that you kind of have control over. And exercise could be 10 minutes a day. It could be 20 minutes a day. It could be taking a walk. It could be dancing around. I exercise sometimes by putting on music and kind of wilding out and playing fetch with my dog, right? So I have a form of cardio. So again, exercise could be whatever works for you, and there's a ton of different options. I'll leave a link down below for a video on how to incorporate about 10-15 minutes of exercise into your daily routine. But exercise goes a long way to relieving your stress, and it makes you feel good about yourself. Number 4, watch or listen to something funny. When we have stress, when we have anxiety, when, maybe our mental health is kind of getting worse, consuming content that is funny. So instead of going on Facebook and Instagram or even on Netflix and watching things that are sad, or reading things that are negative, right? Consume content that uplifts your mood, right? Stress tends to make us anxious. It tends to make us negative. It tends to make us very, very overwhelmed. Continuing to consume content that just kind of fuels that type of mindset is working against you. So it's really important. And again, it's a lot of fun. Read a funny book, listen to a funny podcast, watch a funny show, something along those lines. But again, it'll kind of decrease your stress symptoms. Number 5, don't take on too much. Another huge contributor to an increased level of stress is burnout. And it's burnout because you're overwhelmed. It is burnout because maybe you don't have work-life balance. I'll leave a link down below for how to create work-life balance. But it's because we take on too much. And taking on too much could be, look, again, I am a single mom. I work many, many jobs. My life is very overwhelming, between my business and my teaching and my child, and, things happen, and it's managing all of this, right? One person kind of managing all of this. It's very, very overwhelming, but I want to make sure that you only take on what you can. And that might mean that you have to learn how to say no. You do not have to say yes to everything that comes up, right? It goes hand in hand with prioritizing. Take on things that you are able to accomplish without having your stress levels be astronomical. Number 6, sleep. Stressful days will happen. Degree of stress varies from day to day. Some days, hopefully, you're not stressed at all, and some days are really terrible, right? A lot of our stress contributes from our workspaces. We are not happy with the work that we do. We are underpaid. We don't like where we work. We don't like our colleagues. Oftentimes we don't like our supervisors, but we can't really quit because we need the salary, because we have to pay bills, rent, whatever. So that in itself is very, very overwhelming. So a lot is happening. When do you have time to kind of USA and kind of downtime? Sleep is really when you kind of recharge your batteries to be able to effectively and productively take on the next day. So if you're stressed and you're also sleep deprived, your stress levels go up, right? And also when you're sleep deprived, if you're not sleeping or you're having a hard time falling asleep, your mental health and your physical health gets worse as well. So sleep is important. There are many things you can do to help yourself fall asleep. You can invest in a weighted blanket. I have a video about that. I'll leave a link down below. Some folks take melatonin to help them sleep. Some folks do maybe light stretches or yoga or take a hot bath. The point is you should be doing something relaxing before you go to bed. I don't really recommend being on social media and consuming a lot of negative content because it's distracting and it's keeping your mind very alert. And close to the time that you're going to sleep, you should feel much more relaxed. But again, sleep is very important. Your stress levels are actually elevated when you're not sleeping properly. And finally, number 7 is indulge in a hobby. Do something that makes you happy, right? It could be very small. It could be sewing. You can build, model cars, do jigsaw puzzles, draw, build furniture, create necklaces, whatever it is. Indulging in a hobby is you doing something that's personally rewarding and satisfying for you. A lot of the things that we do in life that are very, very stressful, we don't want to do. We do it because we have to, right? Oftentimes, again, we work because we have to. And we have, commitments and obligations, and sometimes we don't want to go to an event, but we have to because it's a family event. There are a lot of things that happen throughout the day, the weeks, the months, that naturally give us a lot of stress and anxiety. So I find that indulging in a hobby, and this doesn't have to be on a daily basis, improves your stress levels because you're doing something that brings you joy. And everybody deserves that, right? Everybody deserves to have something that they do in their life that actually makes them personally happy. So those are the 7 healthy habits for stress relief. You know, my hope is that you try to sort of do all 7. It is a process, but you know, my recommendation always is incorporating things into your daily routine little by little. You know, there's no expectation that you're just going to completely do a 180 and start incorporating all of these things. Like, it sounds great, but it's just not realistic. But the most important takeaway is that you should know your stress symptoms, right? You should know that your stress levels are escalating before they manifest themselves into physical or mental health ailments. And I think that if you're aware and you do sort of, you eat healthy and you exercise and you have good time management, you're not going to be in a situation on a daily basis where your stress levels are through the roof. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe buttons and hit the like button. And always remember to be good to yourselves.